Today I'm going to present a seminar on informal education for disaster risk reduction. Introduction to formal education for DRR, which refers to the disaster risk reduction. In the informal education, it can include topics like focusing on how learning outside classroom helps communities and prepare and reduce the impact of disasters. In the informal education, it plays an important role. It involves learning outside, setting through communities and peer interactions. This type of education complements like formal systems by reaching wider audiences and fostering practical understanding. Definition of disaster risk reduction. Disaster risk reduction or DRR refers to the strategies that reduce vulnerabilities and disaster risk. It focus on prevention and preparedness and mitigation rather than just responding after the disaster. Informal education supports DRR by spreading awareness at the community level, and also the importance of the informal education in the DRR is it enables rapid dissemination of disaster information in the local languages through communities and context. Community-based learning fosters over ownership and active participation in disaster preparedness. When it comes to the informal education, it is adaptable, making it effective in the diverse socio-economic settings. Informal education also helps quickly share disaster information in the local languages by community-based learning, increase the responsibility and its flexibility through the effectiveness in the different social and economic conditions. It has various key components that can include community participation, use local media, and practical learning methods like demonstration and peer-to-peer education. It has a key characteristics of informal learning is first is the autonomous, experience based and context specific, flexible and interactive and cooperative through the community based learning. It can be practical demonstration and has the local media and communication channels through this. When it comes to the community engagement strategies, communities organize workshops and discussion forums like to spread disaster awareness. Local leaders and that are involved to encourage trust and participation. People also share real life experiences to improve preparedness. It also has the role of media in the informal DRR education through media such as radio, television, and social media plays a key role in spreading disaster alerts like safety information, storytelling, dramas, and public campaigns. This will help to people understand risk and change in the behavior. Uh, Peer-to-peer learning approaches are through community volunteers are trained to educate others and act as first responders, peer discussions to help people learn from each other and sharing success stories that motivates collective data and facilitating peer discussion on hazard or preparedness of response. Use of traditional and cultural practices. Incorporating local customs and beliefs enhances message acceptance. It also has traditional knowledge about hazards, can complement scientific information. It has cultural events and festivals serve as platforms for DRR education. It can be include local, traditional, and increase acceptance of disaster messages that can be about scientific methods or any other events that will educate communities around a village. Educational tools and materials. Various tools like posters, leaflets, and local languages, interactive games, and simulations are used, like mobile apps and SMS alerts are provide quick and localized disaster information. School-based informal learning. In the informal education, it can be integrated into the schools through disaster drills and awareness programs that students play an active role in spreading disaster preparedness messages in their communities. Through this, we can promote youth leadership in disaster preparedness initiatives. The role of local leaders and influencers. Local leaders and influencers help to promote disaster preparedness. Their involvement builds trust and increase community participation in DRR activities. It can also increase the credibility of DRR messages. The challenges in informal education for DRR. The challenges also include the misinformation or rumors that can hinder effective learning, and it has limited resources in remote areas and difficulty in maintaining long term engagement. These issues can reduce the effectiveness of informal education. To overcome the challenges in the informal education for DRR, we have to collaborate with the local organization and using culturally appropriate methods and regularly updating information that helps to maintain awareness and use innovative and culturally sensitive communication methods and regular and also collaborate with the valid information local persons that can regularly update and reinforce disaster preparedness messages. For the disaster risk reduction, we have several case studies. Like case study one is about the community drills in flood prone areas. The communities organize regular flood simulation exercises with local volunteers, and these drills to improve times and reduce the panic during actual events. Through this, the feedback from participants informs future training and education efforts. These exercises will also improve the response time and reduce the panic during the real disasters. It helps in the future training. When it comes to this case study two, the radio campaigns in earthquake zones, like in earthquake prone areas, local radio station broadcast preparedness messages, survivor stories to help people to understand and risk to improve action and planning. The campaigns have increased and awareness significantly through various ways, like interviews with the survivors or fast other community resilience. Benefits of informal education for DRR. Informal education empowers communities, builds and improve disaster preparedness. It reduces loss of life and property by promoting proactive behavior. Integrating informal and formal education. Combining informal and formal school systems, it improves the effectiveness and collaboration between schools, governments, and other NGOs to ensure continuous learning through the formal curricula can include community led and DRR activities. This can integrate continuous education and comprehensive. Future directions in formal DRR education. Future approaches also includes technology and social media, creating tailored messages and supporting communities that lead initiatives for disaster education. It can encourage innovative community-led and educational innovatives. It also leverages technology, social media for wider reach. Informal education is vital for fostering and resilient communities because the informal education is essential for building disaster Resilient communities, it complements formal education and promotes practical community based learning for long term disaster risk reduction.